Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday. Oh my God, it's Friday, November 1st. And today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, NVDY, MSTY, and AMZY. So I just realized Amazon had earnings yesterday, honestly, like a minute before I'm starting this video. So I figured I'd pull that up real quick. I did pull up two different articles. Well, this is not an article. This just shows the earnings. Their expected earnings per share was $1.14. They beat that by 25%. They reported $1.143. Their revenue expected was $157 billion, and they reported $158 billion. That is a 1% beat. So impressive. Then there's some articles. Amazon there's a top article. That was Amazon earnings, stock rises as profit guidance soothes fears. So one thing that happens sometimes is a company can beat earnings, but their forward guidance is not as good as expected. But Amazon beat earnings and their forward guidance is good, right? It said here, an outlook of 16 billion to 20 billion, and that's compared to the 17.3 billion consensus view. So win-win right there, right? So Amazon should have a pretty good day. I'm happy. I did buy some shares yesterday of AMZY to close out the month. It was dipping, and sure enough, seems to be paying off right now. So we'll see what happens when the market opens, though. All right, so let's go to here, the photos. So first, I know I'm talking about options in the beginning, but this is the most I've made in one trade, so I was pretty pumped about it. SOXL, man, it's obviously its underlyings within the fund are tanking. SMCI has caused quite a disaster. So you know what? I said, I'm going to sell a put. And this is my third put now. So I sold a put for $29 into next week, and it paid me over $200. I got $206. So for those of you that don't trade options, what did I do? I basically lent out $2,900, right? Because I chose a $29 strike, 29 times 100 shares. So here's my $2,900 as collateral, and I'll commit to buy it at 29, right? If it falls below that. If not, I get my money back. And for that risk, they'll pay me $206. It shows 206, but it's 100 shares per contract. So I got $206. So, and again, if I annualize that, forget it, man. 324% on an annualized basis. Why? Because it's risky, right? Well, it depends how you define risk, right? I don't consider it obviously too risky, or I wouldn't be doing it. Anyway, I'll move on. Sorry, guys. I had to get that in there. All right, so something's wrong with YieldMax website, by the way. I went to pull the intraday trades, and there is no view. It just shows download. I pull it from my phone. Usually it shows a view option and a download option, and I take the snip from the view option. Sure enough, I had to freaking download it on Excel, and what a nightmare. But hopefully that gets fixed today. So who had trades? TSLY, NVDY. Obviously, it's a different format for that reason. And look at CONY, guys. Look at this. This is why I don't cover it anymore. Insanity. This is insanity. This is too much, to be honest. I can't even take it anymore. All right. So let's talk about TSLY. It's not too bad. What the heck did they do? Well, it's pretty, like I said, pretty simple. Look at the BC, all right? Buy to close. What the heck did they close, all right? They closed at 262.50, all right? What did they pay? 35 cents, okay. Right above that, same number of shares, they sold the call, right? They sold the call. So they closed their call that they sold in the beginning, and now they're selling their call that they bought in the beginning, the credit call spread piece, right? But they only made 2 cents, right? So wow, whoopee freaking do. And then they used those same contracts you see right below. Obviously, they sold the call into next week at 260, and then they used the call credit spread 275. And then right below that, they closed another position, and obviously, same idea. So let's take a look at the numbers. All right, so here is TSLY. Again, they have two synthetics, a synthetic 245, which is 1,315 contracts, which doesn't get used, of course, we know that. 15 days till expiration, November 15th. By the way, we're in November, so here we go. It's coming up. 33,188 contracts. This is a 255 strike. They're 2% underwater there. By the way, the 245, yeah, they're ahead by 2%. This one, they're below by 2%. So 15 days till this expires as well, but we'll see how that plays out. Okay, so how did Tesla do yesterday? Let's check this sucker out. Tesla went down 2.99%. And, I'm looking, I'm like, what the hell? Tesla went down 6.86%. I've completely forgot, obviously, they are ex-dividend date, duh. So they dropped massively because of ex-dividend date. So when the underlying drops on ex-dividend date, obviously it's like a double whammy, but some people who invest in Tesla may consider this a great buying opportunity. All right, so let's take a look. They closed out some trades, right? So what does that look like to us, and why do we care? Let's see. Zoom. Get the Zoom game on, man. I don't have a Zoom game, clearly. All right, so if you go to the top, the they closed it together. The ones I highlighted, the 31,000, the 753, the 31,753, the 575, and the 860. Those contracts closed together. They paid 35 cents per share to close those contracts early. It was a day early, right? So there's some time value they have to pay in that. So obviously 35 cents is less than 305. So that's a win, right? Now, the call credit spread, they paid 74 cents, 75 and 74, various prices to open that position last week. But they only made 2 cents on the sale. Why? Well, because the price of Tesla is nowhere near that. So no one wants to give you any money for that, right? But it was there in case. It's a just in case, all right? And the just in case was not needed. So that's why we got 2 cents. So if I scroll to the right over here, you can see the profit loss. Obviously, ending profit they made over about $9 million overall. Obviously some losses on the call credit spreads here. 2.2 mil, 41,000, 61,000. So yeah, it cost them money for the protection, but they didn't need it. So the question for you is, do you think they should be doing this? I mean, people, when it came out, everyone said, oh my God, this is awesome. Call credit spreads are awesome. But at the same time, it is changing the way they trade because of it. They have to go closer to the money on the sold calls, right? So do you want that to happen for the protection or not? That's the question. Again, you guys know my opinion. You probably don't want to hear it anymore. But I say only through events. Or if something like, an election. Yeah, obviously an election. So that's an event. But yeah, you get the gist. Just a regular average Joe week. Is it necessary? I don't think so. All right, so here's the other closure. 1,315 contracts. They paid 28 cents to close that one. Obviously, that's a win because they made 302 on the open. And then they made 3 cents on the call credit spread position. So profit, overall profit. That's what matters, right? Overall profit. Okay, so... And if you're wondering like how much they yielded, obviously you can combine the two here on the top. What's the largest position right there, right? 47% minus the 12% yield, right? So we got 35% yield, which that's okay, but it's not what we're looking for. All right, so here's the new positions heading into next week. Expiration date November 8th, next Friday. 33,188 contracts plus 1,315 contracts, 260 strike price, 4.06% out of the money. Again, election. We have an election next week. It's going to be decided. Well, you would think it's going to be decided Tuesday night. And that could, do a lot with Tesla. Tesla could moon because of it, right? Because if Trump wins, maybe Elon, again, it's just like, I honestly don't know because you think of it both ways, right? Elon could be part of Trump's thing that could help his company. How? I don't know. And then there's the other part. If Kamala wins, she could make Elon's life miserable. But at the same time, he offers, the best electric cars out there, which helps her her whole thing. So I don't know, man. I don't know where that how that's going to end up. But either way, guys, call credit spread through election. Okay, I'm good with it. I am. Let me know what you think, though. All right, so those are their positions into next week. Outstanding shares, yes, increased by 250K. And you can see here, payment 2, I had to separate them, right? What a pain in the ass, because I had to, the credit goes under payment 1 and the closeout goes under payment 2, but whatever. You guys don't care about that, but I just need to make sure I get it right because this is becoming a little more complicated. 30-day IV, 50%. Is that good? That's okay. Outstanding shares, 69 million. Total net income on TSLY, 11.2 mil. All right. So let's start this off right. Let's make some damn income, right? We just started off because yesterday was X date, right? It's new month, new 4-week period. Let's go. Distribution, 16 cents. Daily income, 8 cents. Daily yield, 0.68%. Annualized, again, it shut the 4-week period just opened, so let's not go crazy here, but 247%. Reaction, check. Win. That's what matters. We won the weeklies. Next declaration date, 26 days away, November 27th. Okay, so again, we got a new month, so we don't have to talk about payment 1 anymore, right? We can look at payment 2, and here we are. Synthetic income, nothing. Obviously, they did not make any trades that involved the synthetic. We know that. Short call income, which is the weekly calls, that's an income of 11.2 mil, so that's the total income. And if you take that per share, that comes to 16 cents, all right? Wins, losses, they're 4 for 4, because again, they won the sold calls, obviously, that ended up being the profit, but these synthetics turned out was, not as much use as they thought. But again, it's just there as needed. All right, the Rotometer is obviously going to be screwed up too, because why? Well, because, there's been like 1 day in the month, and it's going to average it based on that, as if we're going to earn that much every single day, which we're not, because there's not going to be a trade today, probably not Monday. When they do the weekly trade, that's the money maker. So this will correct as time goes on. But anyway, let's have fun. Rotometer shows 227 estimate, 247% yield. The more realistic yield is 51%, which is the IV, which would pay 51 cents. Okay, outstanding holdings. What do we got? Same old synthetics, but again, they expire on November 15th. It's going to be a close one. Right now, they're underwater. Gold Digger approaching. Not quite yet, but we'll see how that plays out. They got some time, like we said. And then obviously we got, weekly call into next week. We'll see how that plays out. Total net assets, 826 mil. The NAV is 1193 and the trade price is 1194. Now that I think about it, was I the gap yesterday was I complaining about that? And that was the ex-dividend date? Good Lord. All right, now that I'm catching my mistakes from yesterday's video, it's pretty sad. All right, so that's the update on TSLY. Guys, keep in mind, I know some of you get angrier than others. When you do these videos daily, there's going to be mistakes, man. I'm going to overlook things. I'm going to say things wrong. It's not going to come out perfect every freaking time. This gets repetitive, man. And I'm trying to make every video as good as the next, but things happen. I think most of you know that. But all right, so and here's NVIDIA's trade. What the heck did they do? All right, oh my God, a buy, call, sell, put. Holy crap. Here we go. Adding to the synthetic, 2,700 contracts. That's awesome. That's a lot. And then they obviously used that. They sold a call into next week. Boom, boom. Great. Now, what else? Well, there's 4 after that, but the BC's on the bottom. What a nightmare, right? That should go in order, but it didn't. Whatever. BC on the bottom. Buy to close. So they closed the weeklies. Okay, look what they paid. 3 cents. Oh, yeah. You know what that means? That means a win. And then they sold the call into next week, and they made premium, obviously. So let's take a look at that. All right. Close out of Mr. TSLY. We'll go to Mr. NVDY, or NVDY, as some people say, right? Here's the synthetic 130. What are they doing? Well, they're just chilling, hanging out, right? But we did add to it, so we got to go up. Right? Second time we touched it, we added 2,700 contracts. We paid $13.30 for the call. We got to the credit was 919 for the put. So overall, 1.1 mil in income. I'm sorry, not. Oh my God. See, there you go. There's an example. 1.1 mil expense. All right, so that obviously gets added to payment one, and then this expires on December 20th, which again, that's the Friday before Christmas week. Right now, they're 2% above that strike, so we'll see how that plays out. Okay, let's, something bit me. What the hell was that? All right, let's go to the weeklies. So how did Nvidia do yesterday? Nvidia went down. SMCI bringing them down. Went down 4.72%. My God. Nvidia went down 4.38%. Good Lord. But obviously, they took that as an opportunity to cash out. Let me close my bearish trade here, right? It's bearish trade, selling calls. Let me close it out, make my money, and then move on. Great. Good job. So if you look, they had a strike of 147. Nvidia closed at 132. I don't know what the price was when they closed it, but it was very, very cheap. It was only 3 cents to close that position. They got $1.89 when they opened it, so that was a win. Here's how much they made, 16.8 mil. Again, the call credit spread turned out to be useless. It was just there for protection. They got a whopping penny for that. So in the end, if you net the two together, they made $14 million on that trade. Again, if they did not do this, if they don't do this, obviously that doesn't exist. But this is why we invest in these funds, so they can produce income for us. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Yesterday's trade, right, for TSLY and NVDY, it worked out. All right, so what else? So they closed out the 90,640 contracts, and they started a new position. Same thing. They added 2,700 contracts to the synthetic. So here's the new positions on both of them. We'll start with the 2,700. They chose a 139 strike price. That's 4.7% out of the money. They have a call credit spread. That's a 149. That's 12% away from helping. So pretty big gap there, to be honest. I know, yeah, it's election week. I'm not sure how much Nvidia would change with the election results, but again, that's a pretty big gap. The other position, which is the one that matters, 90,640 contracts, 140 strike price, a little higher than the other, at least 5.45% out of the money. Call credit spread, 147, 10% away. So 5% gap on that one. So that one's a little better than the first. So we'll see next week, man. Interesting week. What do we got here? This is a huge, huge increase, man. Look at that. I mean, are you kidding me? How? All right, anyway, a whale bought in. We have an increase of 1.5 mil outstanding shares. Insane. All right, 30-day IV. Look at, that's pretty impressive. 61%, but it's because of sell-offs. Outstanding shares, 50 mil. Total net income, 19 mil. Distribution, 38 cents. Daily income, 2 cents. Daily yield, 0.07%. Annualize that, that's 26%. Okay, so yeah, not fantastic numbers, but you know, we'll get there. Group B declares next week, so obviously, guess what? I have to make an estimate for NVIDIA this weekend, which will be my Sunday morning video. The reaction is win. Okay, that's what we want. We want to freaking win the weeklies, and we did. We won. So I'm spelling win. All right, we're still on payment one for NVIDIA. Again, they have massive synthetic income, in case you forgot, 91 million worth. So if you add the short call income, that's 110 million in net income. All right. So they, as of today, they could pay out 221 per share. All right, 221. Isn't that awesome? Yes, it is. If you just look at the weeklies, though, they made 38 cents per share on the weeklies. And if you throw that into the Rotomator, you're looking at a payment of 47 cents. All right. So you got 47 cents on that one. You got $1.28 based on the IV. And you got 221 for the overall income. So obviously, the payment will be in between, you know, the 47 cent. Well, I'll probably be in between the 128 and the 221. The 47 cents, obviously, that's not happening. So their record, not that great. 3 wins, 5 losses, but it is what it is. They have a synthetic bailout, so we won't cry too much. All right, so here's their holdings. They have a synthetic, again, that expires on 12/20. That has to play out. We'll leave that alone for now. Again, they open new positions for next week. We don't have to talk about them either. You know, what's done is done. So we'll just talk about the total net assets. 1.2 bill with a B, right? Billion. The NAV is 24.88. Trade price 24.86. So kind of a big drop yesterday with Nvidia, to be honest. So little rough. We'll see how today goes. Hopefully they don't get capped on the first day, right? Again, something I mentioned is I wish, like, sometimes, like, when they have a huge dip the day before and they close out those contracts early, I mean, can they just wait one more day to see how things go before they sell the calls? Again, I'm not saying time the market, but on huge dip days, it kind of, feels like there's going to be a little recovery. But who knows, man? Who knows? Who am I? Who am I to say anything? Anyway, let's move on. That was Nvidia. Misty. Hi, Misty. How are you? If we go back here, CONY's the only one that had a trade. So Misty did not, right? So we'll just talk about Misty for fun, right? Misty has the 255 synthetic, right? How's that hanging out? Well, it has 15 days and they're 4% down, right? So let's give them some time to recover. We'll see how this goes. All right, let's go to the weeklies. How did MSTR do yesterday? Actually went down, right? Oh my God, MSTR. It went down 1.14%. MSTY only went down 0.07%. So how's that? How's that for beating the underlying? Oof, you whooped the underlying. All right, so let's squeeze in all the activity into one page here. Again, anything in gray you can ignore because we covered that in previous videos. So let's talk about from the top. Okay, we got a 250, a 255, and a 260. All right. So 990 contracts at the 250. That is now out of the money. 2.25% out of the money. Awesome. 15,895 contracts, 255 strike price, 4.29% out of the money. Great. 14,245 contracts, 260 strike price, 6.34% out of the money. So we are out of the money on everything right now. MSTR could change that, of course, but at least our higher positions are 4 and 6% out of the money. The 990 contracts, that could be a loss as long as we win on the other two, and then we'll be just fine. Again, we want an overall win for the week. Of course, we want to win every trade, but, worst case, hopefully worst case, is we lose out on the top one and we win on the other two. But best case, obviously, MSTR closes below 250 today. We'll see how that goes. Outstanding shares, nothing, nil. Right? Yeah, I updated that this time. Okay, good. Oh, man, 30-day IV, absolutely amazing. 105%. Outstanding shares, 27.9 mil. The weeklies, unfortunately, $37 million in losses, but, it is what it is, man. Go to the reactions. Santa likes it, right? Because why? The dip yesterday put them in a good spot to win their weeklies. I know it's early for Christmas, but, I mean, come on. Everyone's happier, around Christmas time, aren't they? Group D declares in 19 days, November 20th. Are you ready? Are you ready for round 2? Are you going to get $4 again? All right, here we go. Synthetic income, 200 mil. Bam. All right, let's take out the losses of 37 mil. Bam, bam. Net income, 163 mil. So, 163 mil. If you take that and you share it with everyone, we'll share it. Okay, fine, we'll share it. That comes to about 583 per share so far for the 4-week period. Unbelievable. And we'll see if we win our weeklies. Obviously, we'll close them, right? Obviously, we have to pay money to close them, but then we'll open new positions for next week. That'll add to the short call income per share. Right now, they're in a debit spot, which because they're losing money. but that will also boost up the income per share, the total income per share. So good things, man, good things. Rodamator is useless, but the IV, payment shows 254, which is, that's good in its own. All right, so here's the holdings. MSTR. They're synthetic. It's not looking good right now, but they got time. Then they have the calls that they all expire today. You can see the 990 costs 308 per share, right? If you look in column G, and then obviously the others, we'll see how it goes, man. It's close. It's a close one. So you kind of got to root for MSTR. I mean, if they open on a dip, will they close it on the open, or what are they going to do? Decisions, right? We get to this point a lot where they're in a good spot, but will they close it early, or will they let time value expire more and then make the close? Again, what would you do, right? If you own MSTY, you're paying them to make these decisions. So you're trusting that they will make the best decision for you. But at the same time, it's helpful if you think about it yourself. What is the best decision, right? This is your money after all. You shouldn't just invest your money in something that does crap that you don't like, right? So if you think they should close it early and that's not how they behave, that's not how they act, then don't buy these funds, right? Why would you invest in a fund where the trader is not doing what you would do, right? I'm not saying that you're a better trader than them, but again, it's your money. You should want it to do what you want it to do. And there's so many funds out there that do different things. But it's good. The moral of the story, I'm just saying it's important to also follow kind of what they do, because it's your money after all. I know MSTY, it's just we're blindsided by the upside because of the underlying, right? But at the same time, we have to focus on what they do, right? The weeklies, that is what they do. The synthetic is nothing. It's nothing. It's the movement of the underlying. The weeklies, they need to freaking win, all right? They need to do their best. They need to win money, make money. All right, enough of that. Let's move on. Actually, total net assets, 812 mil. NAV 2903, trade price 28.99. Okay, now let's move on. Oh, CONY had trades. Okay, so we'll do CONY first. Guys, look at this. Can you look at this and tell me this is not ridiculous? Like, why? What are you doing? All right, so first thing, I know there's a lot of BCs, but look at the dates. Do you see any synthetic dates? Well, I do. I see a 1220 in the middle. So you got that, right? Buy call, sell put. Okay, so they're adding to the synthetic, and then they're adding a trade. Okay, so 1,175 contracts were added to the synthetic and obviously to the trades for the next week. And it looks like the BCs, they closed out the trades for this week. They paid 11 cents on one. They paid 5 cents on another. They paid 6 cents on another. So what does that mean? It means they won as well, right? We don't need the spreadsheet to tell us that. Obviously, it helps, right, to see the numbers. But again, I'm covering CONY and AMZY at just a little higher level because I don't have the time to do the details on CONY. It's unfortunate, but I don't, guys. And that's why I'm covering CONY. And then I added AMZY later on. AMZY's easier because they don't have much going on. There's minimal activity. CONY is a freaking disaster. Look at it. It's a disaster. I mean, combine the damn trades. Holy crap. What are you doing? Is this necessary? Like, do you want this to look like this? Do you want to confuse the hell out of the retail trader? Is that the goal? But good God. All right, let's move on. All right. How did Coin do yesterday? Coin. Holy crap. Oh my God. I know CONL was down a lot, but oh man, is that even right? Yes, it is. Okay, Coin went down 18%. CONY went down 13%. Wow. CONY, man, they were 1408 at the close the day prior, and look at that, down to 1241. That's unfortunate. All right, so anyway, let's look at the holdings. They have a new position on the synthetic. I am surprised Because, we saw they did some tax loss harvesting, or at least we think so. They could have done it yesterday too. Look where freaking coin is at. It's at 180 and they're at what? 215? They're already 19% down on their synthetics. That is not good. That is not a good way to start the fiscal year. All right, so anyway, their positions, if we look, we do have one left that expires 11/1. So that's row 9 and 10. So let's take a look at that one. 9,000 contracts, 215 strike price, 19% out of the money. Get rid of that damn thing. It costs 3 cents to close. Right? Why the hell did you not close that? Like, what are you doing? All right, whatever. But the good part of not closing it is they got room. They got room. They have 19% worth of room. So if it does go up, they can still close it for freaking pennies, and they will sell calls a little higher. Because next week's calls, let's see, what do they got? They got 8,500. Oh man, I didn't highlight this appropriately. Actually, it's very confusing now. So what's the synthetic? The synthetic is 35. Oh no, they got 2 synthetics. I screwed that up too. Okay, so synthetic put, the other one, okay, so they have 2 synthetics. When they added the 1,175 contracts, they started a new synthetic position. Okay, that's smart. I like that. So obviously they have a 190 and a 215. They're 6% away from the 190, 19.95% away from the 215. Now let's take a look. Where is this other synthetic? It's down here, the 215 and the 190. So how do we want to copy this? We want to take this. We want to get the appropriate formula. See, this is, sometimes you forget to update things, man. It just happens. Yesterday was Halloween, got home late as crap. Did my spreadsheets then, and it was still, a little rough. All right, so there's the orange synthetic call. Boom. Okay, so now everything else above the synthetic, these are the calls for the weeklies. So that 232.50 is there, but this is a positive. That's another call credit spread. See, do you see the disaster that this is? So anything with a positive shares, right? These are call credit spreads, right? So first, the easiest way is you just highlight everything in the blue color, right? In the blue color, except the synthetic. So you go like this, boom, easier to look at, okay. So now, right, we got the synthetics in orange, which we can highlight the rest of that later. But anything in the darker blue, that is the call credit spread. So obviously I missed 2 here. I don't know what color. Here, it's that one. All right, so now there they are. And then there's 2 more here, so we'll highlight those. Okay, right? And then we'll give them the appropriate name. Boom. Boom. All right, so if we scroll here, close that. All right, so what do we have? Let's take a look. Okay, so we have from the top, again, sorry, I'm going to have to highlight these orange because this is going to annoy us. I was going to do it after, but you know what? It's bugging me. For those of you that are new to the channel, I used to do all of this updating on my phone. It wasn't until recently where I bought a MacBook I had to buy it for the interviews. And sure enough, once I bought it, I made my updates on the MacBook. Oh my God, what a difference. But I used to do like almost the first year on my phone. And now I'm thinking, how the hell did I do that? All right, so let's take a look. So they got the 11/1 expirations. Let's focus on that. Again, 9,000, we talked about it. That's 19% out of the money, right? We can shift that away. So now these are the calls for next week, all right? So what did they do? 8,500, right? And then 18,890. Okay, so you see the call credit spread for the 8,500. Then right below that, they split out the call credit spread on the other for whatever reason. And we'll take a look, see what it looks like. So they sold the call, $200 strike price for next week, 11.58% out of the money. And then they got a 210. Oh my God, wow. 17% out of the money. Well, they probably did this early and then coin dropped. Obviously, when they opened the position, it did not, it wasn't that far out of the money. Now, the call credit spreads, they are anywhere from 22 to 31% away from helping. But again, it's election week, so I'll cut them a break. We do need call credit spreads for election week. Outstanding total net assets, 655 mil. The NAV is 1223. The trade price, 1241. 18-cent gap, interesting there. Seeing a trend. 30-day IV, 83%. IV estimate comes to 80 cents. This is part of Group C that declares in 12 days on November the 13th. All right, we talked about Amazon. Amazon had good earnings, but yesterday, not so good, right? Sell-off leading up to earnings because people thought the worst maybe. And they went down 3.4%. AMZY went down 2.68%. So you could say both were buying opportunities yesterday. Now, how are they standing? Again, things are going to change at the open because it's probably going to be a green day for Amazon. But right now, their synthetics at 185. They're 0.63% above that. So that's good. Good start, right? And then they have all eggs in one basket, one position, 9,800 contracts. That's 4.73% out of the money. This is important. Why? Because they had good earnings, right? They had good earnings. Should they have closed this yesterday? Right? Should they have? Well, probably. Obviously, since they had good earnings, yeah. But what was the point in holding it, right? How much did it cost? Well, it cost, where is it? $278. So I got to be honest, that's pretty damn expensive, $278. So that's why they didn't close it, right? But that's really expensive for Amazon. It seems like it. But yeah, I don't know how much they made on the open. Probably not much more than that. So that's probably why they did not close it. So we'll see what that's worth at the open. Unfortunately, if Amazon goes up more than 4.73% today, they're going to have to close this out at a loss. I don't see Amazon going anywhere near the 11.45% increase to have the synthetic, the call credit spread do anything. But I don't know, man. We'll see. Hopefully we end up with a win, but it's not looking good right now. Total net assets, 178 mil. The NAV is 1864. Trade price, 1866. 30-day IV, 43%. Okay. IV estimate, 63 cents. Group D, again, Group D. The best group, right? Group D is the best group. 19 days till declaration again on November 20th. Whew. Okay, that's all the funds. Let's go to the pre-market. All right. Are you still hanging around? Great. Hold on, I need a sip of water. Took off work today. Thank God. Although I still have to get work done, oddly enough. Don't you love it? Anyway, today, as of 5:40 a.m., which means I'm making pretty good time, Tesla is up 0.66%. It's at 251.50. TSLY is up 0.17%, 1196. Nvidia is up 2%. Oh, nice. 135.41. NVDY is up 1.93%, 25.34. All right, Coin is up 0.26%. It's at 179.71. CONY is up 0.56%. It's at 12.48. MSTR, oh man, still taking a hit. It's down 1.32%. It's at 241.28. MSTY is down 0.45%. It's at 28.86. TSLY is up. It's up 1.26%. It's at 12.01. New month. It's November 1st, which means new month for options income, right? New month for tracking. I will probably, yes, the goal since I'm off especially is get my month to date results to show you how much I made for the month through investing in YieldMax. and whoever else, and obviously, and my options trades. How much did I make overall? Am I hitting my goals? And so on and so forth. I know a lot of people like that video, so stay tuned. I'll try to post that by 3 p.m. today. All right, TNA is up 0.1%. I have a $42 put, but that expires next week, so that's not in danger. AMDY is up 1.19%. It's at 1274. Here we go, guys. I know I don't have Amazon on here, but not the good. AMZY is up 4.13%. It's at 1943. It'll be capped. Bitcoin down 0.68%. Oh my God, they dropped. They are under 70K now. What the hell happened in one day? They're at 69,473. Hello, Bitex. You are down 1.48%. You are at 32.55. SOXL, that was the one I sold a put on, right, yesterday? And I made a lot of money. Guess what? They're green today. That means I made the right call so far. Woohoo! All right, they're up 1.96%. They're at 30.68. SMCI, how are you not updated? Are you broken? Like, what the hell? I guess we'll have to track you through SMCY, but SMCI is still broken. Yesterday went down another 11.97% if you look to the right. But man, they are taking a beating, but they kind of deserve it, right? SMCY, you're broken as well. Great. So we have this on here and we can't even use it. SMCY went down, oh my God, 11.8%. Did it capture? Oh my God, almost captured all the downside. Wow. That's awful, man. That sucks. But yeah, holy crap. All right, guys, so that is the update. That is the daily freaking update. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we will try again next Halloween. I mean tomorrow. But anyway, yeah, we're in November, man. Whew, November. Oh my God. Yeah, so what the hell? Christmas? Oh, yeah. Anyway, let's get through Thanksgiving, then we'll talk about that. But here we go. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. Right? It does go a long way. It does. And if you have any questions or concerns, leave them in the comments below. And of course, if you would love to help my channel further, what can you do? Well, if you want to keep it the free way, you can just share the channel with friends and family. If you want to help, join the membership, you could do that. You can do that through hitting the join button under any video, and it'll show you two options. First option is just 99 cents a month to help support the channel. The other option is ROD Wolfpack. I think it's $3.99 a month, I think. And that's the one where I'll, produce some random content here and there, exclusive content and other things. But yeah, so that's it. That's pretty much it. Obviously, this channel is coming a long way. It's impressive. I'm impressed that it's doing so well, and it's all thanks to you guys, obviously. So I just want to say thank you very much again. I do greatly appreciate you guys watching. And so we got to the end. What the heck do we do? Right? You know what? We talked about what? MSTY, or who was the one? One of them. Should have closed for profit or should close for the profit. Sometimes you should, right? So, or was it AMZY? Maybe it was AMZY. But either way, I think today's keyword should be take the damn profit, right? Because sometimes, even like speaking to our own selves, right? You're up so much money. It's okay to take profit, right? It's okay to take the profit. But what if? Well, who gives a crap? Give me the damn profit. I can lock that in. No one ever got hurt taking profits. So sometimes you got to take the profit, right? That goes for YieldMax. That goes for us. Like, what is the harm? I get it, man. You want to wait, you want to moon, blah, blah, blah. All right, fine. Close some of it. All right, close half if that makes you happy. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, today's keyword is take the damn profit. Again, this is for everyone. We want to take profit. That's the whole point. We're in this to make money. So what's the harm in taking profit? All right, I think that's all I got for today. And like I said before, seriously, thank you for watching. Thank you, and have a great day. Later.